Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome to another video. This is the Demoscene report for April 2022. Went through all of the Demoscene websites and gathered the top news and highlights of things released in and outside of Demoparties for you to check out in this video instead of having to follow all of that. So a lot of things happened this month. April is a particularly healthy month in terms of releases since we do have a revision happening, and it is the most important Demoscene event every year, the typical German Easter party. So let's get right into it. First thing that I wanted to mention, Assembly Winter 2022. Assembly is mythical demo party going on for many decades, and they also have a winter edition which always has some small combos, not as big as the summer edition, but also worth mentioning. Still in the north, but a little more to the west side, we had a Swedish party called the Gerp. A lot of interesting releases this year. Lost Style by History, Kick the Sofa, and Transhuman of Pachinko Lang by the Electronic Knights, made for a very good Amiga demo compo. Also, the old school demo compo is also pretty good, and Amiga 40K was also pretty decent. Some releases by Bitpandas and Insane also as the wild demo. Mostly Windows demo. I think Keksliv is not a Windows demo. Maybe a video, not sure. But yeah, very good Amiga compo. If you haven't checked it, do check out these releases. I think you will be pretty surprised. More stuff worth checking out. There's a new column by Mortimer Twang released at Ashi Arena. You can check out his latest stuff. I think he hasn't been active in a very long while. He has a very unique style, so definitely cool to see him active again. More stuff. There was this the disc mag released for the Commodore 64, Propaganda number 31 by Genesis Project and Propaganda itself. I haven't checked it, don't know how good it is, but should be worth checking out if you're a Commodore 64 scener. Still talking about the disc mags, we also had a release for Amiga, Jurassic Pack number 19, and disc mags on Amiga are a lot more rare than for the Commodore 64, so you should definitely check this one out. A lot of very good feedback on this one as well. I haven't checked it personally. I'm waiting for the online version because I'm lazy to configure my UAE setup to open it properly, but definitely worth checking out the articles that it contained from all the feedback that I've been hearing people talk about it. Still leading up to revision, we had the release of rasm, which is a Z80 assembler, but optimized for being super fast, so it's particularly good if you have very large projects that you want to compile. It's a last minute release by Resistance. They were working on the tool for themselves and just decided to release for everyone else. So if you do Z80 ASM, you should probably check out rasm 1.7. Another thing that got released before revision was another issue of the ZINE radio show podcast, a special interview with Steeler, which was one of the organizers of the first original German Eastern parties, Mecca and Symposium. Then they got together and it was called Mecca and Symposium. And then Mecca and Symposium ended. I think in 2002 was the last one. Breakpoint took its place, and then when Breakpoint ended, Revision took its place. So there's a long legacy of German Easter parties, being one of the biggest highlights of Demoscene releases every year. And Steeler has been involved in that process through decades now, and he was a very interesting interview. You should definitely check it out. And not only does he talk about all the past and all the bringing up of these parties, but they also go into how to make the Demoscene more attractive for newcomers, kids in particular. So very interesting listen. Do highly recommend you to check out this episode in particular. More stuff worth checking out. The Gathering, it still has Demoscene releases. They have a lot of creative things. It was also online this year. Apparently they don't have Ashi editors in Norway, but at least not at the Gathering. But they did have a lot of compos: game jam, coloring, graphics, photos, cosplay, remixes, music remixes. I checked out the combined demo compo. The winner in particular was okay. Was it was a JavaScript demo for the browser. Nothing fancy, just 2-3 effects. The rest of the compos I didn't check, but I wish the Gathering still had a stronger Demoscene presence than it currently has. It always has some releases, but it feels like it's people who are still emotionally attached to the Gathering, or just go there and are looking to participate on the creative compos, obviously, and get some money home with them. But I wish like the active Demoscene in Norway still use the. I mean, if it exists, why not go there and have? Well, I don't know. I'm not inside. Maybe you can interview some Demoscene people from Norway and figure out why the Gathering ended up on the not so active Demoscene state that it currently is. Anyways, more stuff before revision. Scamp released SceneCity, which tries to serve as well, it says right here, communication platform for the international Demoscene, providing group and one-to-one chat communication as well as video stream services. So if you don't want to have all your data on places like Discord or Slack or things like that, which has all your data stored in a random server by unknown people, you can have all your data stored on a random server by Scamp. It serves as a stream relay, which is very useful for this particular revision, since we had so many different satellite parties and there were all of the different streaming links right there. Provides as a streaming platform. Everything is still experimental beta sort of thing, but it seemed to work pretty well during revision, so thumbs up for the team behind it. And it also has a chat system which kind of looks like Slack pretty much, but you only log in with Scene ID, and they supposedly don't keep any of your data on, so that's good. They're still looking for more developers to keep working on this, and other parties who are willing to use it, and people who want to use the chat for creating groups, moderating those groups, that kind of stuff. So if you like the project, get in touch with the SceneCity people and get together. I think it's an interesting initiative, and let's see how it gets picked up by the Demoscene. Then we had Revision, of course. This year was a special edition of Revision with the whole satellites concept. A bit last minute hacked together in terms of the satellite things. We only knew about the satellites like 2-3 months before, so a lot of things could have done a bit better in that regard, but the organizers were also trying to figure out if they could have a physical revision. So yeah, that explains a lot of the things that could have been better on an online edition that ended up being what they were. It was still a good event. I enjoyed it pretty much as well. I was with 700 people at Lisbon Satellite. We helped do some stuff for the shader showdowns. We helped do the commentary. We participated on some roundup of the satellites thing, so it was fun for us, and I hope everyone enjoyed at Revision as well our contribution to the party. In terms of compos, a lot of compos at Revision, a lot of good stuff put out. My favorite from 256-byte intro was actually Line Rider by Sebert of Rootkits. Come on, what's the key? Okay, Alt backline. Okay. Gopher and Helmut also had some very good entries, but Line Rider was definitely my favorite. It had good music, and visuals also kind of matched it, so it was pretty good. Nice compo overall. 3D graphics compo got more entries than last year, so that's a plus. Still easy win for Oni with On the Stroll. 4K executable graphics had a lot of good entries overall. I'm just gonna touch the top three. P. Mullen did this very realistic thing. Got third place because of it. Second place for YX with Is This Your Cards was really good. Like it looks like a photo. It's ridiculous. And if you know shader coding, you know that doing lines on shader coding is not trivial. So, and I assume this is a shader overall and not using geometry, but it definitely looks like a shader. Good idea, very well executed. YX delivering again. She's really good at executable graphics stuff. And Nobi also delivered a very good image. Look at this. Amazing stuff. So yeah, very well made, great compo overall, as it's been on the last 4 years, has been a very good high quality compo. So yeah, check out all the releases, very interesting things, hidden gems hidden in there. Another very good compo that has a lot of backtrack record for quality was also the Ashi and Ansi and Pechki compo. Harvest got third place, which is a Portuguese senior. First time he did an Ansi for a compo, got third place, and he ended up being used, or this layout ended up being used for the results file as well of revision. So well done, Harvest. The entire Portuguese scene supports your claims. This is the second place. Little Nemo in Demoland, also very good piece. I wish these things wouldn't show up here. Like an ode to Nemo, if anyone knows those comics. It's really good. And the winner was a Pechki piece, like very high quality. Honcho winning with this. So yeah, very high quality compo. Check out all the other releases. There were really a lot of good quality stuff. Definitely, so definitely check. And you can check by the votes, like so close, the vote results here. Amiga demo compo, not that many releases, curiously enough, comparing with Amiga compos from last year and 2 years ago. I guess a lot of Amiga Demoscene was focused on Gerp and ended up not having anything for revision. Soul Train got an easy win out of that. It wasn't a bad demo. It did try to appeal to like a funk sort of side to it. Wasn't my particular favorite, but definitely worthy compo winner in my humble opinion. Amiga intro compo, the usual suspects participating, and Logicoma took the house by storm with Logic OS. They replicated an entire operating system inside an intro in Amiga, and the sound effects was awesome. It didn't have like a music per se, only like in the intro, but like the attention to detail and the sound effects on the different interaction with the menus was really interesting, and was completely out of the box from what you would expect an Amiga intro to be. So kudos to that, to Logicoma people. The animated GIF compo is also always has some interesting stuff. Louisa won with this animated thing, reminding people of eWork, the original location for revision. It's pretty good. Excuse me. A lot of entries, as you can see. Animation video compo was one of the most boring compos for me from the whole party. The Bitbenders people won with Desert Dream 2022 remake dedicated sort of thing. It's pretty decent, it's pretty okay, especially if you like the original Desert Dream. I think they made a good updated version to it. That one was funny, but the entire compo had already been so long and mostly boring. And I don't know, I didn't like this compo at all. It's not one of the compos that I will follow in the future. Executable music, a lot of good entries, some people doing their own synthesizers and stuff. Garguy won with Now You Don't. A lot of good entries overall. If you like music and the whole making synths and trying to take the most out of small size music, definitely check out this combo. Very good quality overall. Fast Music compo also had some very good entries. The theme was Satellite. Dave84 won. I didn't even know that Dave84 was a musician. I thought he was a coder, but apparently he also does music. Congratulations, Dave84. He won with I Want to Be a Satellite. Game compo didn't have that many entries either. Fizurinobi did its Tangrams thing for the Game Boy, and there was this patchy version of Guyana Sisters that won the compo. Pretty lackluster compo overall. Wish it had more entries, but you know, if you think it should have more entries, do an entry. Modern Graphics, also known as the Oni compo, got one by Oni, what a surprise, with the Tree of Life. Oni always delivers top quality stuff to the graphics compo at revision. So you know you're going to have high quality from Oni delivered once again. Amazing details. The layout, it's an amazing image. Don't know what else I can say about this. Worthy winner in my opinion. Second place was also pretty good. Ghostfish by Karki, very high quality. So yeah, a lot of good entries as well through the rest of the combo. So if you like drawn graphics, definitely check them out. There's some pixeled works in there as well. And then we had Old School Demo compo. This was pretty decent of a compo. A lot of diversity, which makes it hard to judge, but also at the same time is very cool to see. There were some very boring entries in the middle there, mostly from Commodore 64, but maybe I'm just too old to read scrollers. But I did like the top 4 entries overall. Quantum Leap for the KC85. Have no clue what the hell a KC85 is, but it looked pretty decent. Salvaged by Proxima, which used TRSC, Turbo Rascal, whatever it's called, which is a thing that I already mentioned on a few previous videos, but I'll mention again. They're trying to do this framework system where you can transpile your code into opcodes direct. So it's like a compiler, but it works for multiple target platforms. Not just C64, but also Spectrum and a few other things. Some are more complete than others. You'll have to check the official website, which I think is actually currently down. I was trying to open it for this video when it wasn't opening, but it might be up when you check it, so definitely check it out. Anyways, interesting project if you like to develop for old school machines. If you don't, never mind. Decadence did something for the Wonder Swan, which was also pretty good. I was thinking this one would probably win the compo, but what actually won the compo was a demo made by Rebels for the Game Boy, the original Game Boy, in monochrome. Awesome shaders. So yeah, what other stuff we had? Old School Graphics also had a lot of high quality stuff. See amazing things. And the distinction that they do with old school graphics is graphics for old school platforms, Atari, Commodore 64, Amiga, sort of thing. So usually pixel art, or it has to be pixel art, because we were always limited in number of pixels in the old days of yore. And the winner by Critical, amazing piece. Totally loved it. Very well done. The aliasing on it, the abuse of the palette, great stuff. Very well done by Critical. A lot of good entries overall. Definitely check out all the other stuff on the compo. Very good quality compo. Old School Intro compo also had a few good releases. For me, it was the top 3. Quatuor by Darklight and Offense, a new ZX Spectrum thing, using some anti-aliasing trickery to do block effects, but it looked okay, so they got away with it. Chromatic Admiration for the Commodore 16+4. And 4K Memories by Overlanders and Oxygen completely owned the house by the ridiculous amount of content that it had. Even if the images did not move, compressing images into 4K, they don't compress very well. I guess they compress like triangles. Still very impressive for me and for a lot of people, and it won the combo. So congratulations, Overlanders and Oxygen. Old School Music compo also had a lot of good, interesting releases for different machines. The winner was Jammer for the Commodore 64, or latest revision by Jammer. PC 4K intro compo, some good releases in there. The top 2 ones, though, were amazing. Definitely. Pullback Effect by Leah, very well made. They've been evolving throughout the years, having better and better quality stuff every time. And this one was like fully packed, multiple kind of scenes inside of 4K, very well done, very good music, totally on point. Was a party winner if LJ and Virgil didn't release this cinematic masterpiece, which was Astreos project, Very good music, very good visuals, excellent cinematography, like the placement of the camera, the whole move direction. Awesome stuff. Totally, for a lot of people, this was the best release, the best entry from the whole party. So definitely worth checking out. A few other releases also worth checking out in the middle of all of this. Let's move on to the PC 8K and 64K intro combo, which were combined this year at revision because there were not enough entries for 64K intro combo, which was a shame. There were also some 4K intros thrown in here. I think they were like party combo fillers for the 64K intro combo, and then they ended up here. Don't know why the Orgas didn't move them to the 4K combo, but you know, it is what it is. Not sure what they're gonna do with the combos for next year. If they're gonna stick with trying to have an 8K and 64K, or if they're going to bite the bullet and just do a combined intro combo and, you know, announce if it's like 4K, 8K, 64K. Let's see what revision organizing does. In terms of entries themselves, a few good releases. Rubber Barrack Factory by CN112 and Team 210. Numbers. The Cutting Edge was very cool for being like completely different style. I knew Neuralite from a few stuff. They did some stuff at Nova, they did some stuff at Revision, but they release very rarely, and they always have this weird JavaScript focused style, which is completely different from anything else that you see usually on the combo, which is really cool because I like out of the box stuff. So yeah, it was really cool to see, and it could have been better polished, but overall I think it was pretty interesting intro. El Gore had some very weird effects. And it was good quality rendering, but it was also kind of creepy. So yeah. And Curiosity One by Nuance, they did a very good 64K last year, and this year they ended up doing it for 8K instead, and they won combo. So congratulations to Nuance. Which brings us to the PC demo combo. PC demo combo, pretty long combo, a lot of hidden gems in the middle, which I definitely want to address. Adapt doing their usual release for revision. They've been very recurrent participants. Suffering a bit from their usual thing that's not very memorable, but the effects were really good and the music was really good. The Meteoriks Acceptance Speech was also very interesting, a contribution by Space Pigs. Mikucom was a completely made in JavaScript canvas, not using WebGL, but using the native canvas themselves. For what it was a pretty decent demo. Music was also very good. Props to my friend Cantanhede, also from my demo group, to Palm. And yeah, 7 days was a very cool, very minimalistic demo. Totally different from what we're used to in the demo scene, and I definitely like the conceptual minimalistic approach to demo making. A lot of people thought this was a combo favorite, but it was very minimalistic and conceptual, so I can understand why it ended up placing so low. Also, to me personally, it felt like it could have been a bit better polished. I saw the concept behind it, but it felt like the execution was a bit rushed or not completely ironed out. That's how it felt to me. Other people thought that was part of the concept, so I don't know. Other stuff worth mentioning, Lato by Nupo was also a very interesting piece. Nupo, last year at Revision, Nupo did a wild entry, a video entry, where he was using this system to ray trace an entire model of something. And in this demo, 1 year later, he used the same system to render a whole model of a barn and do like real-time version out of it. So it's like evolution. First you learn how to get your point cloud, then you make your point cloud move in real time. So curious to see what he will do for next year, but definitely interesting. Rainbow Clash Disco Apocalypse, usual very high quality stuff from Slice Pie. Always love the quality that he has on his demos, and this one was no exception. Really high quality, a bit short, maybe that was its downfall, but overall very good. Sulcus by Bitbenders, it tried to have the funky element to it. It didn't really deliver, in my humble opinion. I thought there were some stuff that could definitely be polished. I should check out the Poet thread for people complaining about that in particular. Let This Darkness Be by Slaybells was my favorite from the compo. It had very good looking effects. Music was totally on point, very tight. Compo favorite for me. I think this should have won. Made with Cables, really good work by Tuna and Daria. Tigris was a demo by MFX done as a compo filler. It didn't really convince me. Felt like just thrown together, not really polished out. And then Miyagi by Futuris won, also a compo filler. It had content. It had good music by Gloom. It had some good effects, some good scenes in it, but overall it felt unpolished and rushed to me. I didn't particularly like it, and cliched overall, so it wasn't my cup of tea. That's why I preferred Let This Darkness Be as the compo winner. But yeah, it is what it is, and a good compo overall. A lot of participants, so thank you everybody for that. Paint Over compo, also very good, high quality stuff. The top two in particular were mind-blowing. Faith always does some really cool Paint Over stuff with a very unique style. And Oni won with Registry with this looking kind of Mobius look to the art style. Really good compo, but definitely check out all of the releases, especially the video. If you catch the video version of the compo, you actually see like the original image and the steps that they took, where they identify the shapes and how they developed from there. So it's very interesting to see that process, and very good quality releases overall. So definitely check out the compo. Photo compo, I was a bit disappointed. I love Louisa, but I already seen this. This is the Library of Prague, and I have seen other photos of this image in particular. If I hadn't known it, maybe I would be more impressed with this photo, but since I already know it, I wasn't that particularly impressed. Still, very good photo, very good setup, but I mean, she didn't set up the setup. The setup already existed, so I would have taken a few points out of that, but people voting apparently didn't care, so she won. Congratulations anyways. Rainbow Sphere, very good image, like to catch this whole effect. I think this was amazing, like the timing to catch that, making sure that this was framed, either very lucky or very good attempts, and yeah, really good quality by the Jack. The intro from Passy was also pretty good, like in terms of image that it has, and all the colors, refractions, and Iloes was probably the compo winner for me. The whole model, the costume, all of that stuff, it's insane amount of work and very high quality photo as well. So very good quality. So yeah, a lot of other entries on the photo compo. It's very accessible compo as an entry level, but really a lot of high quality stuff. Streaming music compo was won by Romeo Knight, 50 Shaders of Flottenschlump. The compo was particularly funny to see live because they screwed up the naming of the slides a couple of times, because it had the umlaut on the entry name. It would skip automatically on the player, so that took a while to figure out, and we had to listen to wrong music a couple of times until they got it right. But yeah, the compo overall was pretty good quality. So and it's one of the most competitive compos at Revision. They have to pre-select only 14 music, and I'm sure they had like almost double those number of entries. Tracked music compo, I think Lee Cube got stolen. Sweatertron was definitely the most interesting and different and technically challenging entry of the entire thing. Apologies to everyone else who disagrees. I love Joss, I love Subi, I love Bacter and Sega Musics, but I think Luke should have won that compo. a lot of high quality entries, but I think Persuadatron was on another level. So yeah, that's my thought on the compo. And finally, Wild Combo. This one had one of my entries, Sharp Sheep Shark Field. I actually thought Pico Nick by Moliv would have won just because of the presentation. Moliv was so sarcastic with the presentation. Everyone is tired of seeing Nick being remade, but the way he presented it was so cool. And yeah, it was really, really cool to see. So I thought Moliv would won and we would get second place. Turns out Tides won, which was cute demo, was interesting concept, kind of rehashing an older concept, but it was pretty well executed. So I can understand why people liked it better. I still thought that Moliv should have won and we should have gotten second place, but well, it is what it is. Anyways, the Sharp Sheep Shark Field was collaboration of me and Tobak, with some help from other people, most of them unwillingly or unknowingly used on the demo. It was fun to make. Hope everybody enjoyed, and it's to invite you to come to both Field Effects and Inertia Demo Party that's happening later in 2022. So hope you do come to both of those parties. I should probably show the links to those. Field Effects 2 and 5 of June, and in this demo party for 6th of November. So yeah. Moving on, other stuff besides Revision that happened this year. We had Vandalism news being released at Revision itself. It's a pretty cool issue. A lot of people saying a lot of good things about it, that it's massive, a lot of articles, a lot of quality content. I haven't had time to check it out yet, but definitely worth checking out. Other project that also was released at Revision was Sceners for Ukraine, which is a few seniors from Ukraine, from Slovakia, from Hungary, and from Germany as well now, trying to rally up money to help the war on Ukraine. Donations go to buy drones, medkits, and radios. If you can support, if you don't know how to support the Ukrainian effort, this is a SCENE certified way of doing so. So do check out and donate whatever you can. Also, Lila is doing some free graphics work. If you want to have an image similar to this one with your logo on it, she is willing to do that for you. So you can, spam that you are helping Ukraine with a very tasteful image. So if you missed the music compo at Revision, there is this radio show by the ERICADE Radio, which goes over the best music releases from Revision. So it's a worthy point of catching. DJ Demon talks about different entries and what he enjoyed in them, what he didn't enjoy in them. And yeah, nice way to catch up with the music compo if you missed the Revision highlights. Still talking about the music, we had the PT Weekender number 5. I unfortunately missed it live because I was traveling up north to Cantanhede, where there was this ZX Spectrum get-together on the museum that happens in Cantanhede. A lot of interesting sessions there. Fortunately, they're not live yet, and they're not strictly Demoscene related, so I'm not going to post a link here because there is no link to post. We did have a talk there of a Demoscener presenting ESX DOS, which was Lord Cox's Portuguese Spectrum Demoscener, and we showed some demos on a computer at the after party there. But overall, it was more focused on the Spectrum itself and the origins of the Spectrum and all that stuff. Anyways, while I was in Cantanhede, I couldn't catch the live stream, but luckily they recorded all of the sessions and they are on this playlist. So if you want to see people playing mod tracked files on their Amigas, you have all the sessions here for you to check out, and I do highly recommend you to do so. More stuff that happened. Going back to the Specky. So as we were celebrating the Spectrum anniversary, 40 years anniversary in Portugal, some people in Poland were also doing the same with an actual demo party. 2 releases worth checking out. The old school demo for Jupiter Ace. Well, actually 3 releases. If you don't know what a Jupiter Ace, I didn't know what the Jupiter Ace was either. But they haven't made the demo for it now. Apparently it was a rival computer to the early Spectrums. So yeah, I think it uses Fortran. I think so. That's what I heard from the other talks on a Load ZX meeting thing that we did in Cantanhede. Anyways. Attributica by speccy.pl, mostly a slideshow, very good graphics, some animation on it as well, also worth checking out. Of Catsman and Abstract Pictures, I haven't checked it yet, so I can't really attest to the quality. Trip to a Party was also pretty cute, 4K, or actually 256 byte, just moving image of a car, and with sound, which is always good. So definitely check out the speccy.pl party releases if you're a ZX Spectrum fan. Other stuff that got released before we wrap up the video, pretracker by Abyss is the tracker that they've been using for their Amiga stuff, but also they have a player for Windows. They've been using it on their JavaScript entries as well, and they released a new version 1.5. This one is public, so you can check it out, and I think you also have access to the replayer code. I'm not sure though, but I think so. Could be wrong, but I think so, but I could be wrong. And speaking about trackers, Pestis released Krakow Tracker, which is a tracker for the TIC80 specialized for size coding stuff. So if you're planning to do a 512 byte intro in the future, which you definitely should, because Inertia Demo Party has that specific compo, you can use this tracker to have proper music and properly condensed. TIC80 already had a tracker, but it was a bit bloated, not very useful for size coding stuff in particular. So Pestis made this particular version. There are no screenshots. Yeah, here it is. Screenshot. Everything very low bass, very C64 Game Boy sort of nostalgia feeling going. It exports as well as a string that you can just reuse on your code. As far as I know, I haven't checked it directly. I only heard him talking about it. So yeah, really cool and innovative way to push the envelope on what we can do in 512 bytes for the TIC80 in particular. So looking forward to seeing what we can do with this. Last but not least, we had just fresh before I started to record this video, blackle released a paper, pretty much an article on explaining how she calculates the distance to a sine curve on using SDF stuff, which sounds trivial for people who don't do shader stuff, but if you do shader stuff and SDF stuff, you know that this isn't trivial. So she figured out a way to approximate it, and she talks about it here and her approach to it and how the downsides that it has that you need to be aware of, yeah, the trickery that she does. And there's also a shader toy implementation for you to check out. Speaking of blackle, I just remembered that during revision, while I was covering revision, I didn't talk about the shader showdown. So there were a lot of shader jams happening throughout the party. There was also the shader showdown, which I helped commentate with Genio and Licube and Alien. And blackle had an amazing entry on the first quarterfinals. You need to catch that video and see that entry. Was just phenomenal stuff from her. Her semi-final was also pretty good, but Evil unfortunately was on his A game this revision and he won that, and then he ended up winning the final as well. So Evil was the champion of revision 22 shader showdown, and very good work from him. So yeah, those were the shader showdown highlights of revision for me. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope it was useful. Sorry it's a bit longer because, you know, revision happened this month, so I had to go through the compos. All of them are really worth checking out. The videos are also available on Revision's YouTube channel, so do check out. If you missed those compos, check out the compo streams live. There are a lot of good things that you can see it from there, as opposed to just watching the entries standalone. So yeah, that's it for me. Hope the video was useful. See you next time. Bye bye everyone. Take care.